Yo, and welcome to the last video of the NFL Fantasy Football with Amateurs 2021 Draft Rankings. This will be looking at defenses, the last thing to rank. Like kickers in the video before, it's going to be quite easy to do. It's just going to be, I made a list of all the defenses, grouped them into a couple of tiers, and then I've just organised the tiers for how there's 14 of them. I don't need more than that because there's no point in ranking the lower ones. I'm in a 12-team league. No one's going to pick more than one in the first round. One or two might, but I shouldn't have to go beyond 14. If I am, I'm going to have a problem and end up streaming every week anyway. So, taking it off, I'm putting Steelers number 1, Washington number 2. A lot of people are going Washington number 1, doing it sort of alternatively. Steelers have still got pretty much the same D as last season. They've lost Bud Dupree, I know, but I still expect them to take the top spot. Well, between them and Washington, I'm going with the Steelers anyway. Washington, again, they've got the same D they had last year. They've got a good defense. I'm just going with the Steelers, to be honest. I just feel like they'll do it. Prove me wrong, guys. Come on. Colts at number 3. They're decent. I can't really name an individual Colts player, but I can name you weeks when they scored 17 points and 20 points last season. And I would expect them to repeat. Same with the Ravens. Ravens just have a good solid D. So they were pretty consistent last year. I don't know of any big changes, so I imagine they should be consistent again. Number 5 is the Browns. Browns, again, they were quite good. They picked up at the end of last season. Obviously, they picked up Javid and Clowney in the off-season, and they drafted... did they get Patrick Surtain? They got a good corner, and they also got... that first-round pedigree linebacker in the second as well. So they picked up some good stuff. So I do, as I've said before, I wouldn't really want to play in game 1 against the Chiefs, but I'd pick him in the draft, stream week 1, and then just play him for the rest of the season. My second row, got Dolphins at number 6. They had a lot of surprises last year. They actually performed a lot better than most people would have thought. They're quite similar this year. They did pick up some good defensive players in the draft, and they managed to keep Xavier Howard as well. So I'm putting them as my number 6D. Buccaneers at 7 because they have kept their entire starting D from last season, and last season they were good. Rams goes at number 8. Rams got Aaron Donald. I mean, what else do you need? They were one of the top scoring defenses for the back half of last season. I would expect them to repeat that. And they have, I'm sure it's Jalen Ramsey, who is supposed to be a really good, one of the top corners as well. Patriots at 9, just because last season they weren't that good, but they had injuries on defense and they had quite a few players opt out. So now they should all be back. They have that. I think it's Hightower, a really good linebacker who should be back on the team. And I'm just expecting them to actually do quite well. Especially if, with Mac Jones under centre, the offense is on the field a lot more. Less time for the defense to have to be on. So I predict them to do a lot better than they had last season. And then Packers, they got Jair Alexander. They brought back Kevin King. They drafted another cornerback in the first round. They got both the Smiths up front on D-line. So they do create turnovers. And they're not good at the run, but they are good at the pass, as it generally was. So number 10, I'd maybe stream them out with someone else a couple of weeks, but they are generally quite a good D to have at times. And then the bottom tier are ones I would draft. Bears at 11, obviously they got Khalil Mack. You can't say no to him. They just don't perform as well as they should, but they are a good, strong D. 49ers at 12. They were like top 5 2 seasons ago. Last season they suffered, but obviously they lost Bosa for practically all the season, along with all the other injuries the team had. So now Bosa's back, injuries over. I imagine the D should do a lot better. So I'm slotting them in number 12. The last 2 Ds shouldn't need to pick in the draft, but 13, go with the Chiefs. Obviously, Chris Jones is one of the many players on there who I can name who are quite good. They've got a lot of good players you can name. Obviously, it is for the Chiefs, so a lot of the game time should be spent on offense, just scoring anyway. And then 14, I got Cardinals. They did pick up JJ Watt. How that will improve them, I'm not sure, but it should give them a couple extra sacks for the season. They did, however, lose. They lost one nice cornerback and another one retired, I think. So there, I've got them at 14th. I shouldn't have to reach that low in the draft. And then after, this is just about the draft. After that, rest of the season, I'll see how it goes. But that's all my takings on the defense. I'll probably do one more video tomorrow where I'll rank everyone for drafting purposes and do my draft strategy. Or do it later tonight if I get the time. And then that's it. And then it's just waiting for the draft. So if, like me, you struggle to know which defenses to pick, hopefully this brief summary has given you a bit of help and advice. So thanks for watching and hope to catch you soon.